Sports betting is many things. Sports betting is addictive. It is entertaining. It is downright terrifying sometimes. But when it comes to winning money, sports betting is only one thing, and that is luck. Or so you thought. Hi, my name is Shoop, creator of Shoop Sports, and today I want to teach you about why sports betting can be an easier puzzle to solve than you think. In just this thing, in just this single past month, I won over $8,000 using what I'm about to tell you today. So make sure you stay focused because we're about to make a lot of money. And let's get into principle number one of being a winning sports bettor, and that is understanding the math. Sports betting is all math and data. The odds you see on the screen for every prop, these numbers that might seem like a foreign language to you, to tell you everything you need to know. Forget about the teams, the total points, and whatever props the sportsbook has to offer. These numbers, otherwise known as your betting odds to win, are your key to victory here. Now, why is that? Well, the odds are an implication of how likely the given event is going to occur, meaning we can translate this chance of happening into a percent value for each side of a bet. The higher the chance of winning, the lower your payout will be. You would need to bet $150 on a minus 150 prop, or a 60% chance of winning, to win $100, but only $100 on a minus 100 prop, which gives you a 50% chance of winning, to win that same amount of money. So this must be fair, right? Well, yeah, but for the sports books. See, the odds the sports books offer, you have implied odds that don't exactly add up. See, a typical NFL spread bet posts odds of minus 110 each, as you can see here on FanDuel. So this would imply that each side has a 52.38% chance of winning. What? So that adds up to 104.76% total between the two sides, which, like I said, does not add up. What the sportsbook is doing here is they're turning the advantage in their favor. They're increasing the VIG, also known as the price that the sportsbook bakes into their odds, to give themselves a guaranteed positive payout if two individuals were to bet opposite sides of a bet. So essentially, what the sportsbook is doing is they're guaranteeing themselves that they'll win in the long run. You, for that matter, you'll probably end up on the losing side. But what if we turned the sportsbook's idea on its head and used it in our favor? That is exactly what we're going to go into in principle number two, and that is to let the odds be in your favor. How do we win at an unfair game? To do this, let's get a better understanding of how sportsbooks operate. The sportsbooks will come out with opening odds on a game. These odds are created either through their own in-house algorithm or simply copy-pasted from another sportsbook. The game is posted to the public and the bets begin to roll in. The sportsbook will use incoming bets to shift odds up or down based on which side is getting more money coming in. This is called line movement. Line movement is essential for sportsbooks so they can keep their chances of profit on every play as likely as possible. But this is exactly where we strike. So see, when a sportsbook receives a lot of money on one side, it could lead to a significant price drop on the other side. However, if the true percent chance of winning on that side never changes, then what we have is a price discrepancy. Price discrepancies are all that I bet, and it's all that we bet on this channel. We're taking advantage of discounts in the market. It's sort of like you're going to a grocery store and you're looking for like Wonder Bread, and you see it's $2 at this grocery store, but the other one had it for $1.49. Well, you would go to that grocery store that sells it for $1.49 all the time, right? Well, sure, it doesn't seem like a big deal at first, but if you do that again and again and again, those 50 cents will eventually add up to big savings. And the same thing goes with these sports bets. Now, when we place these bets at these price discrepancies, we're not going to win every single time. But given a long enough period of time, because we are consistently getting better odds than the sports book is offering us, then over time, not only are we going to make money, but we are nearly guaranteed profit just by the law of large numbers. So that explains the logic behind what we bet. But truly, what we bet is only half the equation of being a good sports bettor. So the other two principles really have nothing to do with the games or the props at all. And we're going to start with number 3, which is bankroll management. So I'm going to keep this one short because there's really not too much to say here other than you need to manage your money. Just like if you were running a company, you're running a business, you have your money coming in, money coming out. You need to be able to manage that money effectively. So let's step back here and let's ask a question. We have sports bettor number 1 right here. He places 10 picks. So does sports bettor number 2. Sports bettor 1 won 5 out of the 10 picks. And sports bettor 2 won 9 out of the 10 picks. So who's the better sports bettor? It's got to be number 2, right? But what if I told you that sports bettor number 2 took all of his money from the first 9 wins and lost all of it on the 10th bet? Meanwhile, the first bettor actually made money because every single bet he placed was at odds of plus 100 or higher. So you can see by this extreme example here, wins and losses in sports betting are important per se, but don't truly matter as much as just the money you make at the end of it. Remember that, because that's the key for understanding bankroll management. Your bankroll essentially is just a bank account for your sports bets. The size of your bankroll can be whatever you want it to be. It can be $100, $1,000, $10,000, but the individual bets you place need to be consistent. I usually go for an amount between 1 to 3% of my starting bankroll number. And if I have to adjust after a while, let's say I make a lot more money and I want to increase my winnings, I can do that. If my bets are losing, I'd probably have to decrease my betting. But the point is that you just want to be able to live to see another day. You don't want to blow all your money because you're essentially just going to go out of business. Manage your money just like you're running a business. And principle number 4, that is probably the most important one, and this is more of a mindset, more of a concept, but it's about detachment, and specifically from this very addicting game of sports betting and the way that the sports book reels you in. So you see, all of what I'm talking about is great in theory. You follow your bankroll, you manage your money, you're placing bets only with price discrepancies. You understand the math. You understand the meaning behind it. You get what the sports book is doing. All that is great in theory, but when it comes to doing the actual work, our emotions are going to try to take us in a different direction. So maybe you placed a bet and you lost on like a last second score, what we call a bad beat, which happens pretty much every day across the sports landscape. But we can't help but feel angry because we had something, this case a win and money, but we lost it. And now we feel like we had it and we lost it. So we try to win our money back by chasing losses. Or maybe the data tells us that our favorite team is not going to win this game, but our gut is telling us we got to bet on our favorite team, and we go against the data and then we lose and we shame ourselves for not following the pick. And it could be a much more serious situation where something goes wrong in your life, like your car breaks down or your rent is due and you don't have enough money to pay it, and you have like your last $100, and you put all of it on one bet in hopes that you hit that big win and it solves all your problems, only to put yourself in a bigger hole. See, all these are real situations that have either happened to me or have happened to people that I know, that not only ruins sports bettors' chances of being profitable, but it also ruins lives. I'm teaching you this skill so that you can have a better life, so you can make more money easier. We're not trying to put in tons of hours and hours to try to make money. We're trying to make money as efficiently as possible because we want to enjoy our lives. We want to be able to use that money to enjoy our lives. But what happens is people end up losing control of their gambling because they let these situations take over. And they don't understand that these sports books are preying on your emotional needs for their monetary gain. Like social media outlets like Instagram, these sportsbooks are designed to keep you on their platforms for as long as possible. The green, red colors, constant odds changing, the promos and profit boosts are all tiny things they include to enhance the experience and keep you betting more. The key is to use the sportsbook as a money making tool, to find the bets that we want to place and just ignore everything else. The sportsbook is giving you that 50% profit boost on your same game parlay because your parlay probably isn't going to win. But the sportsbook also wants you to think that someday might. So that's what causes you to go back and keep betting those parlays, those boosted odds, and taking your attention away from actually winning money. So just opt out of that crap and focus on exactly what I'm teaching you here. The sports books don't want you to learn what I'm teaching you, but in order to get 1% results, we need 1% actions. And that brings me to my final point of this principle and the video itself, and about why betting culture is holding you down. The pundits that you see on ESPN and these other sports shows give you their opinions on what they think will happen, and then you got your friends and they're telling you what they're picking, and you should ride this bet with me. Or you have like someone on Twitter who's giving away their lock of the day for free just for you. Lucky you, right? It just doesn't matter. Everything these people have to say is irrelevant because everyone's opinions are already factored into the odds that are presented to you on the sportsbook. So you don't have an edge of a sportsbook just because you think a certain way. So we need to make sure on this channel that we're relying on the math and the data, ignoring the general public who probably aren't returning the results that they say they are anyway. So that is my 4 main principles of being a winning sports bettor. And I didn't go into full detail on everything you need to do, such as where do we find the expected value? Where do we get our percentages from, and all that other stuff. Stick around on this channel because I'm going to go deeper into what you have to do to become a winning sports bettor. But if you watch this video all the way through, then you are well on your way to becoming a much better sports bettor. And I appreciate you sticking around. Please subscribe if you like this content, and see ya.